You might remember the last video where Esther was using her smoothie mixer thing and it was making all kinds of racket. Well, it turned out that the bearing was trashed. Fast forward now, we just took it apart, put a brand new bearing in there. Now she's back up and running. Nice, quiet mixer again. This is something, by the way, if you've seen this in the past, this is like a Florida thing. I see it more here than anywhere else. It's just sun damage. They can be refinished. Never really seen a good job on the refinishing because the seal usually ends up leaking. There might be somebody out there that has some good feedback on redoing these, but something pretty common. It's kind of a shame because the cars obviously hold up really well. This is just sun damage. This paint looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. Really nice car. Nice clean top. Nice interior. So the clutch is, oh, look at that. Wow, look at that. That is so nice. Thank you so much. I didn't even see that. That was truly a surprise. S2000.
Cold foam though.
Cold foam. Thank you guys for sending us the Starbucks cards. Really
appreciate it.
I want to talk a little bit, so if you want to skip by this, if I'm going to chit chat and you don't like this part where I just sit and ramble. Working on my car last night, and it was kind of nice, just no distractions, just tinkering away. And I realized sometimes how OCD I am, and it's to a point where it's kind of like unwrapping a gift and it takes you an hour to unwrap it, and everyone else is like, just tear the paper off, and you're like, but this is also a customer's justice, his pride and joy, and he sent it a long way, and he doesn't send it to us because we're going to do as fast as possible, but it's that extra time to make it right. You know, this isn't something that is a commuter car that the guy has to get it fixed to go to work because it's his family car. This is his toy, and when it comes to your toy, your pride and joy, something you've worked hard for, you're excited about it, to see it in the morning, you want someone that's going to take care of it like you. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys see that in us, and the customers reinforce it when they drop it off. They say, I've been watching you guys forever, and I like the way you do things. I was sitting there, I was tearing the stripes off the Corvette and my hands were killing me, so I would sit down and kind of chill out and watch a couple of YouTube videos.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, is he talking about he's going to take the stripes off his Corvette and save them and put them on a piece of paper?
Really nice. I even cut my finger on the stripe. That stuff is so thick. So I'm flicking around, and I'll see a video, and it's about an S2000, and it's one of those entertaining videos, but it was making me just cringe the whole time. There's like 4 or 5 of working, and it's like the import shop. Everyone's having a good time, everyone's hooting and hollering, and it was one of the guy's car. This is someone calling from Sebastian, Florida. They're all working on this guy's car, and then the guy that owns the shop, he's kind of supervising. But they're all, it's just like, it was just, there's tools all over the place, you know, where I've had people that worked here in the past, and I'm like, don't pile tools in the engine bay. For one, you're gonna lose them. For two, you're gonna scratch the paint. And these guys have tools all over in the windshield. They were dropping wrenches on here. The guy had a nice little carbon fiber diffuser here. There's bolts on it, and I'm like, so I don't care if these guys are doing it for free. I wouldn't take my car over there.
I don't know if we've mentioned this in the past or not, but the first time I saw this, I'm like, wow, I like that. A little clear reflector. That's cool. And then I come to find out this is actually a manufacturing defect in the early cars, where if you look down there in the corner, this was red originally, and this actually sun fades to clear, and these were covered under warranty. I don't know if it will cover a non-original owner, but these were covered under warranty to get brand new red ones put in, because these actually are not supposed to be like this.
There's always telltale signs that we notice when somebody else has been in here. We've seen a couple of wrong bolts in there. It's just things that we noticed. A couple of bolts missing, a couple of bolts in the wrong spot.
That guy.
Someone's pounded that in because they couldn't get a bolt.
Big time.
They couldn't figure out how to get in there with the right combination of
extensions. That's one of those you almost guarantee this guy here was still in, because when that's there, this doesn't come out.
It doesn't. The transmission will come out about maybe half an inch and then lock up. And then that locks up, the transmission locks up. It's not a fun time. And that's when you start seeing this tunnel all pounded in. It's not bad at that side, but it's there. And it's one of those things, it's just tricks of the trade. We've done enough of these, we know exactly how to get them off and make it look like we were never in there. We don't want to scratch bolts, scratch cars, dent the parts, anything like that.
Standing up.
We've seen worse. We've seen much worse, but anyway, hopefully these bolts come out, but we're going to replace these with the LHT hardened drive shaft bolt.
ABS delete.
ABS to delete, so you got the lines and you did rear disc conversions too, right?
It's all EP3 brakes on it now.
Okay. So we're still working towards the engine swap, so if you're interested in knowing more about this, obviously we'll show you as we go. He's just actually tightening the belt now. He did the power steering delete, just put a new belt on it. You still need a subframe. What else do you need? Give us a list of stuff you need, then if there's somebody out there that has it or knows it, they can help us out or help out the Uncle Ray project.
Subframe for sure, EP3 axles. I need an intermediate shaft for a K-Series.
Alright.
EP3 RSX Type S, 06 to 11 SI.
So the clutch we're going to take off here in a minute. We'll get an idea of the life in it, because obviously somebody's replaced it. You see how dry that is. Now either somebody hasn't greased it, or if they did, they've used the wrong grease and it's basically dried up. You see the slide there, we call it the slide. It's actually a guide, is what Honda call it, but you see how dry it is. It's even rusty. That tells you how much it's been dry for so long. But that has to be lubricated for the bearing to slide properly on it. Now when George pulled it in, he was mentioning when you release the clutch would feel like it sticks and it would kind of lift up very jerky, which is mainly the cause of that right there. So we might take this off and find out the clutch looks pretty good, but we never reuse used clutches. When you're in at this point, it's what we call false economy to try and reuse a part that is a wear item. Is it a Nietzsche bearing?
I think so.
Kind of hard to tell, but yeah, it's just dry as a bone.
Yeah, they didn't lubricate anything.
No, they just put it together and went, there you go, done.
I don't know if you said, but you can look at these fingers and kind of get a general idea for how much life is left on the clutch.
Yeah, they're almost flat, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's how they, when you put a new clutch in, they're flat, and then when they wear, they start to climb in.
It'll be interesting to see. I bet the clutch looks really good. Is it a Honda clutch?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, these numbers here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Well, it's a shame, but he brought it in for a new clutch. We're going to put a new clutch on it and all the new parts related to make it right. It'll feel like a brand new car. You'll be blown away how different it is. Even this shift fork right here, at least it's greased on this side, but the rest of it looks kind of dry. Sucker looks absolutely brand new, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got plenty of meat down there. You see how deep those holes are.
I don't know, it's kind of a judgment call. It's got a little bit of wear on those fingers right there.
Yeah, it's a Nietzsche bearing. I mean, it's not even hardly dusty.
Yeah.
I mean, it still feels great. It's just they've wore out the middle of it pretty bad by not greasing it.
Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of a judgment call. I mean, he brought the car to us because he wants it doing right. Obviously, if we're trying to save money, you put it back together with the old parts, but I don't know, do we just do it with new parts and feel good about it, or do you put the used parts in and kind of cross your fingers and go, well, it should be okay?
It's one of those things you almost don't think we're crossing our fingers. Everything just looks so good. But I mean, if you can see in there, can you see how shiny it is?
Yeah, it's like polished from being metal on metal.
Yeah, it's just, someone just put it in completely dry. But it's not even dusty. Even the flywheel's not even dusty.
No, it's not, is it? Yeah. I mean, if it was my car, I'd grease everything and put it back together, and I'm OCD. So, and he came in with that sticking problem. He's already put a master in it and a slave cylinder in it.
Yeah, but it was this. I mean, look at that side.
Yeah, I just looked at that. I showed that earlier.
Yeah, this is the original to the car, and that wasn't greased, so.
I would say
we could put that guy in.
Put a new slide. Yeah. Check the seals. This will make this guy's day. We'll save him quite a bit of money because OEM clutches.
On that, that's perfect.
Yeah. OEM clutches are just so expensive. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Alright, trans is back in with the clutch that it came with, which was not the original, had been replaced, was like new. Come back here, got the LHT drive shaft bolts in there. So we continue putting this back together. Got that plenty greased up, so it's nice and good to go.
It's basically your stickiness right there.
Yeah.
That's how important the grease is.
It's one of those things where you press it to the floor, it feels like it would stay there.
Yeah. That's what we were saying. You could lift the pedal up very gently and you'd feel like it would stay on the floor.
Yeah, but these do have a coating from factory, which obviously is gone now.
Yeah.
And then this here has also got a light coating on it. It's also gone.
Yeah. Well, use your Euro grease, guys. We have it in the store. But put it on there. Don't use cheap grease. It won't stay. Alright, George just took it for a test drive. Make sure it's 100%. Feel good? Yeah, this guy's going to be happy.
Perfect.
Awesome. Nice and smooth. Just amazing what a little bit of your Euro grease will do. So we can't tell everybody, hey, we'll just check it and put your old parts back in, because obviously it's a judgment call. We don't want to put someone's parts back in and fail 3 months later because they'll be wasting their money. But this one looked so good in so many ways. I think it was the right decision. So, all right, he's on his way. We're actually going to stay a little bit late. We've got something else in the shop that we're going to play with. So in '96, I opened the business, and I still have the same passion and the same mentality as I did then. One car at a time, this car gets 100% attention. We still only have one lift. We are at a point, or we have been at a point, we could move into the larger building and put more lifts in there, hire some more guys, and turn the whole thing into, 10 times the size. But I truly believe customers send their car to us because that's how we treat the car. That's the only car we're working on, nothing else. Sometimes we'll put an oil change car in there or do a diagnosis kind of thing. One car at a time, that car gets worked on until it's done. When it's done, there's already another car waiting to come in behind it. It gets the same treatment, and we book out several months because of it. Now, I do apologize, our wait time is so long, but you are getting 100% attention. That's the way I want my car to be worked on. I don't want it to get taken apart and pushed to the corner and work on somebody else's. I want you to work on just mine, give it 100% attention, and do it right, and know that the guy working on it has the same passion as myself. Do appreciate your patience, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit a subscribe on the way out if you like our content, but we'll see you on the next video.